Good morning and welcome to the Daily Light Devotion. I hope all of you have had a wonderful Monday and looking forward to today. That is the 28th of April. Um, Today we're going to look at 2nd Samuel chapter 19 and 20. And also in the New Testament, we'll continue with Luke chapter 21, verses 20 to 38. In chapter 19, 20, the theme for today is restoration, forgiveness, and the danger of division. We see in these two chapters what happens after the battle. David has won, but he's grieving. The nation is unstable, relationships are broken. These chapters show a king restoring people after failure, a nation struggling with division, and the consequences of rebellion. The passages remind us that victory is not just about winning battles, it's about how we build afterwards. Chapter 19, after Absalom's death, David mourns deeply, but Joab challenges him. The people need their king. David rises and begins restoring the kingdom. We see a powerful moment when he shows mercy to those who opposed him. He welcomes back people who had rejected him. He chose forgiveness over revenge. One key example, Shimei, who once cursed David, comes back in fear, but David spares his life. David's action points us to Jesus. Jesus restores those who failed. He offers forgiveness instead of condemnation. He welcomes us back even when we have gone astray. Right? God's heart is to restore and not reject. Even after restoration begins and trouble rises again. A man named Sheba leads a rebellion, saying, "We have no share in David." Division spreads quickly. What follows? This is chapter 20. Conflicts within the nation, another military pursuit, and more instability. Even the rebellion is stopped, but not without a cost. The chapter shows how fragile unity can be. Right? This reminds us division destroys what God wants to build. Rebellion leads to chaos. Jesus, however, brings unity, reconciles people to God and to each other. Where there is rejection of rightful authority, division and destruction follows. Right? True leadership shows mercy, not revenge. God offers restoration even after failures. Division can quickly destroy peace and progress. Unity under God's authority brings strength. Um, Moving over to the New Testament, chapter 21, verses Luke chapter 21, verses 20 to 38. The theme is judgment, redemption, and readiness for the king. Um, Luke, these verses, Jesus continues his teaching about the future. Jesus speaks about the destruction of Jerusalem, signs at the end times, and the return as king. The passage is about a warning and encouragement. God's judgment is real, but so is his promise of redemption. Verses 20 to 24, Jesus tells his followers when Jerusalem is surrounded by armies, destruction is near. He warns them, flee quickly, not delay, recognize the seriousness of the moment. This was fulfilled when Jerusalem was destroyed. It shows God's judgment on persistent rejection, the consequences of turning away from him. Uh, Even in warning, Jesus is merciful. He gives people time to respond. He provides the way to escape. God warns us not to scare us, but to save us. The coming of the Son of Man, uh, we look at is Jesus talks about in verses 25 to 28. Jesus describes dramatic signs, distress among nations, fear and uncertainty, natural disturbance. But then he says something powerful. They will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with power and great glory. And instead of fear, he tells his followers, stand up and lift your heads. Your redemption is drawing near. Jesus is not just wanting a warning about the end. He's pointing to hope, right? He will return in glory. He will bring justice. He will complete our salvation. What brings fear to the world brings hope to those who trust Jesus. Right? Verses 29 to 38, Jesus uses the example of a fig tree. When you see signs, you know the season is near. In the same way, be aware, be spiritually alert. He gives strong warning. Don't let your hearts be weighed down by distractions, worries, indulgence. Instead, stay watchful, right? Pray always, be ready for his return. Jesus calls us into a lifestyle not of fear but readiness, not distraction but devotion. A prepared heart will not be caught off guard. So, what are some of the key takeaways from these verses? Uh, God's warning are not are acts of mercy, right? Jesus will return with power and glory. In uncertain times, lift our eyes with hope. Stay spiritually awake and ready. So I want to end with that today. Have a wonderful Tuesday. I will see you tomorrow. God bless you.